Hello anybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. I'm Mr. Devious, or just Deeb, and in the last episode we got the third Beanstar piece from here in Yoshi Theater. And in this episode we're going to be going off and getting the last one, which if you looked at the map, is nestled deeply in Chucklehuck Woods. But before we go there are a couple things I want to do, because otherwise this episode will be really short. First things first, I want to take care of this one side quest area. Oh god, Tanoombas everywhere. Okay, I don't know how I dodged all that, but okay. Basically where I'm headed is I'm going to go take care of the last obstacle course of the four, like those little platforming sections. But you can't come to this last one until you basically get the hand powers. The brother hand powers. Specifically you need Thunder Brothers, but you'll see that when we get there. It actually takes a little bit of platforming, I guess, to get over there, from one section to the next. So it's comprehensive platforming. So now that we got over to this spook statue, we just need to line them up perfectly and push this statue back, which will make our lives easier and make a spook bridge appear out of nowhere. We bash this thing, and that's a very poorly animated opening. And now we have a hole in the wall, and with this hole in the wall, we will go and start our final platforming section. Do. This section is notably harder than the other ones, and you are more likely to fall or get hit by those lightning balls, or this. Wow. However, that is the worst wrath you incur. You get a bad-sounding bit tune of the Mario Brothers original death clip, and it sounds really bad for GBA for some reason, but it's sillier than anything, and you don't really get kicked back too far, and we're already at the end here. Congratulations! Excellent job making it all the way here. Let me commemorate the moment with this. Take it, please. You got iron pants! Wait a minute. So that's our reward for the final and most challenging of the brother areas. We're gonna bash Mario in the head to get him back to normal height, and then to get out of here we got a double jump. And then we're gonna look at our things. First, we also have a badge that is worth looking at. In the last episode we got Piranha Swing, which ups the attack power but lowers BP. Whereas, well, actually for Mario that could be really good. I don't know what it is with the Lucky Ribbon, but it has low attack, so I'm gonna put the Piranha Swing on Mario. As for the Iron Pants, these are a Mario exclusive item. However, they make him stupidly heavy, and then jumping and attacking when you're heavy isn't fun. And plus, I don't really need all that defense since Luigi has enough defense, so I want there to be some semblance of challenge from here on out. So I won't be putting those on. You're welcome. Now we're going to be heading back into Bean Bean Castletown because we want to make that last cup of... well, not the last cup of coffee, but the second last cup of coffee. And I love how easy it is to get around this world, even with the pipes, how already we're here at the place where we want to make our coffee. Now, there are 2 cups of coffee that we can still make. And those both take the Hoo beans. Sadly, we can't make a Hoo blend because we're 1 short. And we won't be able to make it for actually a little bit, because when we do make the Hoolumbian, we got to give up 10 of ours. So the last cup of coffee is 11 Hoo beans away. But for now, we're going to make this, you know, actually that color actually looks pretty good for a coffee. And that's a Hoolumbian. That was worth, you know, a walkthrough.
Well, here I am, in the flesh. It's been quite a while since I've seen you all here.
Oh, hey, boss. Whoa, your shadow's looking pretty thin there. You haven't been sick, have you?
No. I'm just testing my latest invention, a gown that lets anybody become a ghost. By wearing this gown, you can become a ghost anytime, any place, anywhere you want.
So you finally become a ghost yourself, eh, boss?
Luigi, stop doing that. Yep, and while I may be a ghost, I can still taste new drinks. This is a mysteriously dim, short-lived flavor. It's just the kind of bean juice that'll attract the long-overlooked market of afterlifers. Thanks for that sampling. Here's a little something I invented in my spare time. Maybe it'll aid you.
You got a cobalt necktie! This is a very interesting item. I'll talk about it in a little bit. Oh, not again. Hee! So for the second time in the LP, Luigi has murdered Toad. Not Toad. I did not mean to talk to this guy. Oh my god, that's a long thing. He has murdered Egad for the second time in this LP. So we only have 1 cup of coffee left to make, and we won't be making it for a little while now. Alright, so basically the Cobalt Necktie is another interesting item in that I don't really need any more coins, so I'm going to put that on Mario. That doubles your stash points. And stash points, as we know, helps you get lucky hits as well as decreases prices in shops and stuff. And I'm going to go over to the shop and buy some things. I'll be right back. Interesting to note, at this point in the game, there are Ultra Nuts and Ultra Syrups available for purchase, but Ultra Syrups aren't really worth it for recovering 100 BP, and you really probably won't have that much, so I'm just going to buy a lot of Super Syrup. And Super Nuts. Well, 5. Okay, now that we're stocked up, the Cobalt Necktie is in the original, not in the original, in the beta elements of the game, instead of Egad giving you a Cobalt Necktie, you'd have actually gotten a UV lamp from Captain Olimar from the Pikmin series, and then he would have attacked Luigi, because, you know, he's a little jerk. So now that we've finished all of our business here, we're going to teleport all the way back to Chucklehuck Woods, because as we saw, it's around this area that the final Beanstar piece is hiding away. Oh god, pest nuts, I hate pest nuts. They were a pain when I came here, and even weak enemies can be a pain, just for how much time they take up. I wish this game took the Earthbound approach, wherein if you fought an enemy that you are several levels above, you could immediately kill them on the battlefield without having to worry about it. But that's actually something I very rarely see in games, and it's such a great concept that I'm surprised I haven't seen more of it. But what can you do? Here we come to this path, by the way. This is where we're supposed to go, even though I haven't really been talking about it, but that's okay. For some reason, there's a lot of just plain mushrooms sitting around, and this will take a while. Okay, now that that block is cleared out, we're going to keep on going on ahead. I remember I said a while ago that, a long time ago, that money was scarce in this game, and that when you paid for things in this game, it would cost you tons of coins, and to an extent that can be true. But you're never quite as hurting for coins as I originally felt that you were. So I have to retract my statement on that. Now there's a snail up here I've been ignoring, and I talked to him and he's like, "Winkle Realm lies ahead. Outsiders not allowed to pass through." Okay. So naturally somebody says you're not allowed to go somewhere. You know you gotta go that way, because why would they do that? If we go up here, actually, the funny thing is, if we go up this way, there's a Who Bean. We could have made one of the Who Bean coffees with that, and I would have wanted to make that one first. And speaking of which, before I proceed any further, Hulumbian, plus 4 power. I'm going to give that to Mario because he is the power brother here. This is Winkle Coliseum. Surviving it is hard. Snails everywhere. Enter Winkle Coliseum and win. And Winkles acknowledge you. Thankfully, there aren't too many of these guys. Next time we enter, we too will win. So, what are these guys talking about is actually pretty important to us. This is Winkle Coliseum reception. Are you up to the challenge? Yes, we are. Entrance fee is 500 coins! This is what I guess I was remembering when I remember something really expensive you need to proceed in the game. 500 coins, the rest is key. 500 coins. We'll pay. So, there goes our hard-earned cash. Our loot. You go learn the secrets of Winkle Coliseum. Want to try? Yes. Good luck. So, Winkle Coliseum, are we ready to fight a fierce monster? Are we going to get into a huge boss fight with some ferocious monster to prove our worth? No, it's a minigame. So this is Winkle Coliseum. This is Chocola Bounce, and we are not going to do the explanation because not really necessary. Wait. Oops. Yes, I am ready to start the Chocola Bounce. Basically, in order to do this game, you gotta turn the brothers around and okay, there are these weird things that I think they're like called Chucklehuck, and oh god, I'm so bad at this. Basically, the B button controls Mario's legs. Wait. A button makes you turn clockwise, B button makes you turn counterclockwise, and basically with the bar, you have to reflect the blocks, the shots, back at these Chucklehucks, and there's so much going on. Oh my god. And basically, the golden mushrooms makes you immune, and if you get hit, it will fire off a golden ring, which will destroy a thing directly in the path of the barrier line that is created by the thing. But every time you get hit, you can't just let yourself get hit willy-nilly, because if you do, every time you do get hit, that snail on the bottom will move a little bit faster to get to the one-up thing, to the time-up thing, not one-up. So we have a whole bunch of these things, and as you can see, the more you hit, the more, the smaller they get, so the harder it is to do this little minigame. This is like one of the last minigames in the game. It might be the last one now that I think about it. And of course, coming back and doing this place after done the first time is a good way to get he-beans. And I'm not sure if it actually gets you other beans too, but I think it's just he-beans, like all the other minigame areas in the game. But, and now that we've beaten the high score, like shattered it, we are basically pretty good to finish up this minigame. So there's no problem with getting hit, just to speed up the timer. Good God, they give you so much time. Oh, incredible. You did it. The high score is yours. You are champion. Take this. The Winkles acknowledge you. So we got a Winkle card, which just kind of looks like a shell. We can go back in there anytime, but we never will. Sorry if you wanted to see more Winkle Coliseum, I guess. So now that we got our Winkle card and they apparently acknowledge us, that means we can talk to this guy right over there, but first gonna heal and save. Why? Because secrets. So we show him the thing, he's like, that is the Winkle card. You are the Coliseum champions. Winkles acknowledge you. And I'll never have to do the Winkle voice again. I never had to do it in the first place, but you know. So that way gives us a nut. We try to come up this way. We can't see up there, but if we look at the map, we are very clearly right on top of that Beanstar. So, that Beanstar piece. I mean, that'll show no matter where you are in Chucklehuck Woods, but we come over here and uh-oh.
Oh, what is this? Beware, say. You guys again? But I found this treasure first. It's mine, say.
Oh shit, you guys are real tough, teaming up on me. Don't think you can bait me just because I'm alone. It's my solo debut on the battle lines, see? So we finally found good old Popple again. He is a very interesting boss fight. And he'll gonna take our hammer and try and hit us with it. This is Popple again, I guess. He has a couple new moves, and he has a lot of HP. You might think because he's alone, that'll be easy. Oh, I did 26 damage. Well, I got lucky, but a normal jump, 2. He has a ton of HP and a ton of defense, and he has a ton of moves, too. He might have been really easy in the other battles, but he'll do this really long move where he'll throw stuff at the Mario Brothers. And there's tons of good stuff, tons of bad stuff. I think he's just throwing indiscriminately, and this move kind of goes on forever, but it's hilarious. So, basically, he'll also do that move where when he steals from you, he'll walk up against you with his back turned to you, and then he'll just kind of, if he gets you, he'll take your hammer, and then you'll lose your hammer from your inventory. Not that it really does much. Mario's the only one doing damage here. However, if he does come up to you just facing you, he will basically do certain amount of, he'll just try and walk right into you. He has the same tell as in the other two battles, where if he's gonna go after Luigi, he'll do this really nasty looking grin. However, if we, oh, that was lame. Where was my line of thought there for a moment? I kind of lost it. However, if we use Brothers' moves... Wow, I'm totally lost here. It's okay, though. Yeah, if he does the same tells. If he does a really mean grin, he'll go after Luigi. If he has... Where's my line of thinking here? If he has a grin, he'll go after Luigi. If he just has a normal face, he'll go after Mario. There we go. Why was that so hard to say? So this boss fight is perfectly fine with doing brother moves, because even then it'll only do like 7. So he'll go after Luigi and now take his hammer. This is a bad time for Luigi, because if you lose your hammer, you won't be able to defend. And if he steals both of the brother hammers, he can do that, by the way. If he steals both brother hammers, that's a bad time. You're going to have a bad time, mostly because you won't be able to defend yourself when, you know, when he comes after both brothers. So there he grins, nasty, like trying to go after Luigi like a jerk. So this boss fight seems like it's getting pretty tough, doesn't it? We're going to try to steal from him. We're not doing much damage all around. And you might think maybe you're under-leveled, what the hell's going on? Oh, by the way, I tried to steal from him, and all you get from him is super mushrooms, sadly. However, this is a good opportunity to actually use your debuffs and your buff items. So even though it only did 1 damage, it is good. We're going to take that so he doesn't try and steal our hammer. We're going to hit him. We're going to put his defense down, and with that, we are also going to try... We're going to basically try out one of our moves to see what that does in a difference in damage. And that does 114. That's really good and all, but let's try something else. Now we're going to give a red pepper to Mario, so we can hit him really hard. By the way, we've seen the extent of his moves. So this fight is actually pretty challenging for what it is, if you consider that, you know, the first few times you fight Popple, you can kill him in like 2 or 3 brothers moves, and that always struck me as a little sad, but he is really fun in this fight. He is a really good boss fight on his own, in his solo debut, see? So remember in the last episode where we got the advanced version of Fire Brothers? Well, we're going to try and show that off. It's still impractical, but I'll try and show it off. And that's the start of it. I think you can kind of get the idea of where this is going. It still takes forever, mind. However, just look at that. The good news is, for every fireball you miss, it'll still hit Popple, or the enemy. And I missed! However, that still did 119 damage, so that is still, you know, a great amount of damage to take care of. Surprisingly, the timing on that final hit is pretty tough, so Fire Brothers normally... The Fire Brothers advanced move isn't really worth it most of the time, but if you can get it off, it does a ton of damage, especially with the power of a red pepper. Oh, I did not get hit there. Or I guess I did. What the hell are those bombs even? These is the first time we've seen something like them. This also reminds me a lot of the Croco fight in Super Mario RPG, where he would basically pull his bag out and throw stuff at you. And like in that game, Popple is basically a thief, and you fight him multiple times, but he won't be your friend by the end. Just a spoiler, he's not going to sell you some of the best gear in the game and act like you never punched his face in. There we go. However, just because he is a tougher boss fight, he doesn't get his own fancy little, you know, star explosion. And with that, we level up, actually. And with that, we're going to put points into Mario's attack. Attack! Now bring his power up to 89. As for Luigi, where are we going to put his... Maybe we'll put it into his HP. You can never go wrong with an HP, a good HP upgrade. HP is always one of my favorite things to upgrade in games. However, I digress. That is the final Beanstar piece that we require on our journey. We got the Beanstar! And now we have all 4 pieces, and now we'll be heading back to Bean Castle. And Popple is dead. No, but I'm not giving up, say! Just kidding. He got away! So that was it. We've got all 4 Beanstar pieces, and that took about 3 episodes for 3 of them and a crap ton for the first one. But that seems like a good point in which to end off this episode. Because as you can probably guess, when we get back to Bean Castle, there's going to be a cutscene, and it's going to take a while, and I think I'm going to save that for the next one. So if you want to find out what happens next time on Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, I hope to see somebody in the next one. Okay, save. There it goes.